All right, so what if I told you there's a way to solve a massive local problem with just one really powerful idea? Well, today we're going to dive into an initiative that's doing exactly that. It's all about connecting businesses to completely transform a county's economy right from the inside out.
Okay, let's just start with this number right here. 551.5 million pounds. I mean, wow. Just imagine for a second what would happen if you could pump all that extra cash directly into local businesses in Gloucestershire. Think about it. What would that mean for jobs, for our communities, for the whole vibe of the county? It's a huge figure, right? But here's the thing. It's not just some fantasy number. It's a real achievable goal.
So, that leads to the big questions, doesn't it? Where on earth would all that money come from? And hey, if the potential is that massive, why isn't it happening already? Well, as we're about to find out, the answer points to this kind of hidden disconnect right at the very heart of the local economy.
Okay, so to really get why this is such a huge opportunity, we've got to first understand the problem. It's something called an economic leak, and trust me, it involves a mind-boggling amount of money.
Get this. Every single year, the biggest organizations in Gloucestershire spend over £10.5 billion on services. That is just a staggering figure. But here's the leak. A huge piece of that pie, all that investment, it just flows right out of the county. It goes to national, sometimes even international companies. We're talking billions of pounds that should be right here, supporting local jobs, local families, or local communities.
Now, the first thing you're probably thinking is, well, I guess the big companies just don't want to hire locally. But here's what's so fascinating. That's not it at all. The problem isn't about their desire, it's about a fundamental disconnect.
And this stat pretty much says it all, doesn't it? A whopping 80% of large companies prefer sourcing from local suppliers. So the desire, the ambition, it's there. The real challenge is just a practical one. It's about finding the right business at exactly the right time.
Yeah, this really breaks it down perfectly. You've got two sides of the same coin, right? On one side, you have these big buyers who genuinely want to hire locally, but they struggle to find and vet the right people. Then, on the other side, you have all these amazing local small and medium-sized businesses, SMEs, who offer great services but just can't seem to get noticed by the big procurement teams. It's like they're ships passing in the night.
So, the million-dollar question is, how do you fix a disconnect like that? Well, you have to build a bridge, and that is exactly what this new initiative is all about.
Let me introduce you to Together Gloucestershire. It's a unique platform designed for one reason, to solve this very problem. The mission is actually pretty simple, but it's incredibly powerful. It's all about changing the game for how local SMEs connect with the county's largest buyers. The goal? To build a really ethical and sustainable local supply chain.
And what's so cool about it is that it's a genuine win-win. I mean, just look at the benefits for both sides. For the small and medium businesses, it's finally a fair shot to showcase what they can do, to join a trusted network and get in front of those key buyers. And for the big organizations, it's a simple, intuitive way to connect directly with great local talent, track their local impact, and honestly, just make their whole procurement process a lot smoother.
And listen, this is way more than just some online directory. It's packed with real tools to help everyone succeed. You've got the ethical business promise, which helps align the smaller businesses with corporate best practices. Then there's the procurement portal itself, a central, transparent spot for buyers and sellers to connect. And maybe most importantly, there's pre-tender support, training and resources to help SMEs actually navigate that sometimes tricky tender process. It's all about leveling the playing field.
But here's where it gets even bigger. The real impact of all this goes way beyond just business deals. This is about making the entire county stronger through something called the triple bottom line.
So let's break that down. First, you've got the economic impact, right? Keeping that money local supports employment and training. Then there's the social impact. This creates more tight-knit communities, making the county a better place for all of us to live and work. And finally, the environmental impact. When you source locally, you slash all those product and service miles. It's a win-win-win for the whole county.
Which really just leaves us with this one powerful question to think about. How can a single connection actually change an entire community? Because it's true, it all starts with one. But when you multiply that, connection by connection, all across the county, well, you're not just doing business anymore. You're building a stronger, more resilient community for every single one of us. So, if you're a business in Gloucestershire, doesn't matter if you're big or small, and you want to be a part of this amazing change, here's how you can get involved. Just reach out and register your interest. Thanks so much for tuning in.